Please, take a seat, Cyclops.
Yo, I've been sitting in my cell for a whole weekend. But I'll comply just for this interview.
So, what was it like being in jail?
Oh, yeah. Well, let's see. As soon as I got in, right before I got into the prison, the motherfucker was like, yo, come in this bathroom, boy. It's time to strip down. So, you know what happened? A lot of people think that they shove their fingers in your butthole. Well, Cyclops ain't having that shit, alright? So, I go in there and I'm like, you know, trying to be cool. Everything's going smooth. And then he asked me to take off my jimmies. So then once I do that, I'm standing there all proud and shit like a statue. And then he's all like, alright, now, time to lift up your nutsack. So I'm like, alright, if you really want, alright, I'll do that if it cuts down my time. So I had to pull up my nuts like that. And then he like looked down there and he went, oh yeah, this is fun. I was like, whatever, man. So then after that, he made me pop a squat while I'm butt naked. And he made me cough a couple times to see if any paraphernalia would come out my asshole. But, you know, I ain't doing that shit. I did enough time. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I understand there was some concerns about my stay. So, I know Thor Funboy and that Valentine bitch, they were asking, you know, what was it like? How was your vacation? Well, I'll tell you how it was. Got stripped down naked before I even got in. Then as soon as I got in, the guy was like, guess what? I gotta search you again. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna start getting paid for this shit. So I had to get naked twice, alright? So, you know, I had to lift up my nutsack again. Had to pop and squat and cough again. Then after that, they put me in the orange jumpsuit, just like you see on the television shows. So, you know, everything was all cool. Then they took me to my cell. And, you know, I was in intake, alright? People think that jail's hard. Gen population ain't shit. In Gen population, you get to play cards. I thought I was going to be playing Uno. There was no Uno playing where I was. In intake, all they had was, you fucking sit in your cell. I had this much space in my cell door. Literally that much that I could peek out and watch the televisions. So, you know, I got 3 meals a day. That's when we got to go out. On top of that, I had 2 breaks. And, you know, it's hard shit. But I met one of my homeboys for life. Yo, shout out, Bon. Yo, my boy Bon, B-A-N. He was this black fella. He came from upstate. He served 19 months for statutory rape. And he was my cell. He was mad chill. You know, he was teaching me, you know, how to turn a shirt into a hat just like this. He taught me how to make a zip gun out of a pen and shit. And, you know, he just told me about life. And life upstate. They got cigarettes. They got everything up there. They got Xboxes if you sign up for it. They had it easy up there. But now, down in county, an intake, it ain't no joke. So let me tell you about my meals, alright? I got some fucking ham that was literally like a sponge. I was playing with it. I was smooshing it and laughing and giggling with the guys. So, you know, 72 hours, it felt like 7,200 hours. Alright? The fucking bed, it was hard as a rock. I had this much cushion for the pushing, but there was no pushing in there. In fact, I couldn't masturbate until my cellie got moved upstairs to Gen population. So, you know, everything was all good once I could jerk off, but that didn't last very long. Then, you know, I got some freedom to jerk off. The next following day, I got some old black man coming in with me. He was snoring like a motherfucker. I had to say, yo, shut up, Pops. Can't sleep with that shit. So, you know, I mean, the best thing I could say about it was I got to watch Animal Planet sometimes. And, you know, I made some art in the cell room with some toothpaste. And I gave a shout out to my Vanguard. You know what I'm saying? I put it on the top of the bunk. And, you know, it was a rough time. And, you know, it was crazy. And, you know, there was hard to pass time, so one of my homeboys hooked me up with a cool tattoo I got. I got one of the teardrops from my dead homie. You know what I'm saying? Didn't hurt a bit. I mean, I cried a little, but that was just because of the reflexes in the eyes and shit. But nah, I got respect. And, you know, I was really hoping... actually, I'll just address this. Yo, Alex Wood! Asking me about a prison riot? Well, I'm a man of my fucking word. So, I mean, I couldn't go up to general population like I hoped to start a prison riot. So I did what I could in intake. So, you know, when it was quiet hour and everyone was supposed to shut up and go to sleep, I was going, and then I just waited about a minute, and then I hear, and then next thing you know, I got the whole entire fucking 2 floors to make all these animal barn noises. And then the fucking piggies on the intercom were all like, hey, keep it down in there, shut up. And I was like, yeah. Leave it up to the Cyclops to start some nuisances, you know what I'm saying? And, you know. And, yo, Lee Nelson saying don't be proud. My papa said take pride in everything that you do. And this is something that I did, so I will be proud about it. You don't know me. You don't know what I got, alright? I've been in the streets. And, well... And, JP, there ain't no soap on the rope, alright? There was no man loving in there except for when I raped a couple people, but let me tell you, there was some, really, nice showers, and they gave me some shower flippy floppies to wear, so I want to get the foot cancers. And, you know, I took one shower just 'cause I like to be dirty. Y'all know I don't shower, so I just went in there to use up the water, 'cause I'm hard like that. So, you know, I went in the shower, got some soap. I got like that much soap to wash my body. I was like, what the fuck? No shampoo? And I brushed my teeth about twice. And the funny thing is, the fucking water fountain in my cell is connected right to the goddamn toilet. So, you know the top of the toilet where the lid comes off? That is your water fountain. Shit was rough. I filled up my cup, and that shit was cloudy as fuck. But let me tell you, when you go in, besides your blankets and your fucking underwears that were used and obviously worn by other crazy motherfuckers, because all the clothes they gave me was dirty. It was stained. But, you know, they gave me a fucking plastic yellow spoon to eat all my meals. I couldn't cut nothing with a fucking knife. I couldn't even stab my sponge ham with a fork. I had to fucking use a spoon to try to slice through and make it, you know? Shit was rough. But, you know, I just try to pass time. Was hoping to write some lyrics, but they won't even let me have a fucking pencil. Alright? But, you know, I break the rules like always, so I'll tell you what I did in jail. In intake, there ain't no freedom. There ain't no fucking magazines, Monopoly. There ain't nothing. So, I was talking to this crackhead who was locked up in the high security cell. And he was like, yo, my nigga, what's good? And I was like, you know, man, doing my hard 72 hours. And went, man, that's rough. He goes, yo, you want a book? And let me tell you, books are forbidden in intake. That is called contraband. If you ain't allowed to have it, it's called contraband. So I was like, of course I want a book. I mean, I ain't gonna read it, but it's against the rules, so why not? So he fucking slid a book out from under his little cell door because there's like that much space. So real quick, when the piggies weren't looking, I took that shit and I put it under my shirt like Sacagawea hiding her baby from the pilgrims from getting raped. Shit was crazy. But, you know, all in all, I gotta say it was a really good experience. And on top of that, I haven't had a tuberculosis shot probably ever in my life. And I got one for free right there somewhere. And, you know, they took my blood pressure, my weight, gave me 3 meals a day. They thought they could keep me down. They can't keep me down. You know, but, you know, I would say I recommend you go to jail. You meet some cool people. And, you know, I'm going to miss my fucking fellow inmates. Yo, shout out to Bone. Shout out to Smoke. Shout out to Bam. And shout out to Rocky. Yeah, I'm going to miss you guys. But, you know, that's all I got to say. Sorry if I wasn't able to address your questions, but I got shit to do. And if you got a problem with what I say, you can get a piece of that, motherfucker. Alright? Yeah. All you gotta say is, I'm the real man who worked his way from the bottom up. I went 4 ounces of juice per meal to half a fucking gallon. Cyclops out.